Breaking news is shaking the Jikook fandom right now, and once you hear it, it's hard to look away. Jimin and Jungkook are rumored to have purchased a luxury home in Paris. Not a hotel booking, not a short-term rental, a private, high-end residence in one of the most romantic cities in the world. And naturally, one question immediately takes over everyone's mind. Does this mean they are preparing to live there together if they get married? The rumor began quietly, spreading first among overseas fan communities and industry watchers. At first, it sounded like just another piece of speculation, but as more details surfaced, fans started to pause. The property reportedly isn't located in a busy tourist area, but in a calm, exclusive neighborhood known for privacy. The kind of place celebrities choose when they want a real life, not a temporary stay. That detail alone made people listen more closely. Paris itself is not a random choice. For Jimin, the city has always seemed special. Fans remember how comfortable he looks there, how natural his smile is, how freely he moves through the city during fashion schedules. Paris has often appeared to bring out a softer, more relaxed side of him. Jungkook, meanwhile, has expressed his love for art, music, and European culture many times. He enjoys cities that allow space to breathe, create, and slow down. When fans connect these dots, Paris starts to feel less like a coincidence and more like a shared preference. Buying a luxury home overseas is a serious decision. It requires planning, long-term vision, and a clear reason. For idols with demanding schedules, this kind of move usually signals something deeper than investment. It suggests thinking beyond tours, albums, and promotions. It suggests a future that includes rest, stability, and personal life. That's why fans aren't asking, did they buy a house, but why now? The timing is what truly fuels the speculation. Over the past few years, many fans have noticed changes in Jimin and Jungkook. Their bond feels quieter but stronger, less playful chaos, more emotional grounding. The way they look at each other, the way they naturally stay close even when cameras aren't focused on them, the way they seem to understand each other without words. For longtime fans, it feels like watching two people who have already built something solid. This is where the marriage conversation comes in. While no official statements exist, the idea of Jimin and Jungkook marrying has long been discussed in the fandom, not as a sudden fantasy, but as a thought rooted in their long history together. If marriage were ever part of their future, settling abroad would make sense. Life outside Korea offers more privacy, fewer restrictions, and the freedom to live without constant public pressure. Paris, in particular, represents a balance between visibility and privacy. It's global, artistic, and connected to fashion and music, yet still offers quiet neighborhoods where public figures can live more normally. Fans imagine daily routines instead of schedules, grocery shopping, late-night walks, a place where they can exist as themselves, not just as idols. Another detail that stands out is the type of home being discussed. Reports describe it as a residence designed for long-term living, not something flashy meant to impress. That choice feels personal. It feels intentional. It suggests comfort over image, peace over noise. Fans can't help but wonder who this space is truly meant for. Some skeptics argue that celebrities often buy properties around the world as investments. That is true, but fans point out that when idols invest, it's usually announced or at least clarified. This time, there's been no rush to deny the rumor, no immediate statement, just silence. And silence, especially in situations like this, always speaks loudly to this fandom. Fans have also revisited recent interviews and moments, noticing how often both Jimin and Jungkook talk about home lately, not in a physical sense only, but emotionally, a place where they feel safe, a place where they can rest, a place that feels real. When artists start framing their thoughts around home instead of success, fans know something inside them is shifting. For US-based Jikook fans, this rumor feels different from previous ones. It doesn't feel dramatic or exaggerated. It feels calm, almost realistic, like two adults quietly planning a future rather than making a bold statement. Many fans say that even if the rumor turns out to be untrue, the fact that it feels believable says a lot about how Jimin and Jungkook are perceived now. The idea of marriage connects to freedom. In South Korea, idols face intense scrutiny when it comes to personal relationships. Living abroad, even part-time, could offer a new chapter, a chance to define their lives on their own terms. Paris could be more than a city. It could be a symbol of that next stage. Still, everything remains unconfirmed. There are no official documents, no public acknowledgement, just patterns, timing, and choices that spark discussion. But sometimes, the most meaningful stories are the quiet ones, the ones built from small details instead of loud announcements. And right now, fans everywhere are holding on to one thought. If Jimin and Jungkook really did buy a luxury home in Paris, what future are they preparing for? Is it a creative escape, a private retreat, or a place waiting patiently for a life they're not ready to show yet? Because if this rumor is true, then this isn't just about real estate, it's about intention.
And this is where all the pieces quietly come together. Whether this rumor is fully true or not, one thing is clear. The idea of Jimin and Jungkook building a future together no longer feels impossible or far-fetched to many fans. It feels natural. It feels earned. From growing up together as trainees to standing side by side on the biggest stages in the world, their journey has always moved in the same direction, slowly, carefully, together. A luxury home in Paris, if real, wouldn't just be a symbol of wealth or success. It would represent choice. The choice to prioritize peace over noise, love over expectations, a private life over constant explanation. For fans, that idea alone is powerful. It suggests that Jimin and Jungkook may already be thinking beyond the idol image, beyond the spotlight, and toward a life where happiness comes first. Marriage, settlement, and long-term plans don't always start with public announcements. Sometimes they start quietly, with a place to rest, a place to return to, a place that waits patiently while the world keeps watching from afar. Paris could simply be that place, or it could be something much more meaningful. At the end of the day, Jimin and Jungkook owe no one explanations, but fans are allowed to wonder, to imagine, and to hope. And right now, this rumor has opened a door to conversations about love, future, and freedom that many fans have been holding in their hearts for a long time. So now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Jimin and Jungkook buying a luxury home in Paris could be a sign of their future together? Do you believe Paris could become their place after marriage? Or do you think this is simply an investment with no deeper meaning? Share your thoughts in the comments, let us know how you feel, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. Because if this story continues to unfold, you'll want to be right here when it does.